Welcome to the Local Marketing Source Weekly Update, brought to you by localmarketingsource.com.
This week's Local Marketing Update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/Scott P. Gallagher.
Yeah, this one goes out to Scott Gallagher. When I'm not on my snowboard, I'm a dad. I'm an entrepreneur. I got so many things to explore. You like, I guess you to the top of Google. Traveling with all this freedom, new places. Yeah, you know I've seen them. I stay positive even when I'm down.
Hey guys, Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, bringing you a weekly local marketing industry update. Now, next week's LMS Member Call is going to be Wednesday, April 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes as well as our YouTube channel on YouTube. All right, well, I just finished a public webinar a couple of hours ago. Well, I just finished it about 40 minutes ago. It started a couple of hours ago, and we covered new client implementation. I had an LMS student that was asking on there was two documents that have been renamed that's going to be introduced into the LMS portal, and it created a little bit of confusion. This was the quarterly implementation plan. I just want to mention to LMS students to hop into the Facebook group, download that zip file. Those are the new documents. We're going to be getting those into the portal relatively soon, but I just thought I'd give you access to that. All public members never got access to any of that stuff. But we're going to be doing that webinar in two parts for members. It was some new content that's in it. But nonetheless, I just wanted to share that with you. Now, this week, there's really not a lot that's gone on inside of local this week, but there's a few different things. And today, let me tell you about a new tool that's out. Anybody know who Matt Cutts is? I'm sure. Who doesn't know who Matt Cutts is? Well, that's good. Matt Cutts is the head of search over at Google. He's currently on a sabbatical, an extended sabbatical, but he's not left Google, and he's just launched a new product today. You can go and get this product. The website is SEO.Ninja. That's the domain name instead of com, SEO Ninja. The product is called Auto SEO. You write the words, Auto SEO does the rest. How awesome is that, guys? I mean, that's just completely kiboshed our entire industry and our job. Search engine optimization is entirely an automated process, is it not? Happy April Fools, right? I thought this was a great joke from Matt Cutts over at Google to launch this on April 1st. And it's going to be interesting to see the type of autoresponders that he has that goes along with it. But it's a great joke because there's absolutely nothing about automation in SEO. In other words, he's given the big finger to pretty much every single SEO tool that's out there, which I think is awesome because I don't use tools. And well, I can't say that. There's a couple of tools we use, but we're not big on tools. Items like keyword research. How many tools do you guys use for keyword research? I use 0. But anyhow, yeah, that was a little bit of fun to be able to get into. Now, in terms of updates, Mike Blumenthal has put his annual post on Yellow Pages. It is that time of year. I like this time of year with Yellow Pages because I'm not, there's some people they call themselves preppers out there, right? And these are people that are preparing for doomsday. Maybe I got a little bit of a conspiracist bone inside of me, but that's, it's more for entertainment purposes than actually what I believe exists. In a lot of cases, I just don't really care. But as far as prepping, I do think it's important to have some supplies in my home in case the power goes out. I'm able to sustain myself for 3 months. A real prepper would want to prepare themselves for an entire year to be able to live off the grid for a year. But I build my inventory at this time of year for prepping because phone books make fantastic logs. You roll them up, use a little bit of twine, and you have a phenomenal log that you can burn in a fire for a long period of time. I'm not kidding you. Phone books are really, really good for that. Other than that, I don't know what phone books are good for. I'm kind of still surprised to today's age that businesses spend money. But if you've opened up a phone book recently, you'll notice the trends that national companies are. There's, if you're doing your solicitation through the phone book, back in the day, we'd be able to find a lot of leads. They're farther and fewer between. There's a lot more national companies that are on there. But interestingly, the phone book count increased by 6% this year. It's the first time since 2009 that the phone book page count has increased. Every year, it's obviously decreased. So what are the reasons for that? There could be a lot of different reasons for it. But looking at some of the trends and whatnot, we're seeing some of those national businesses in there. As far as the SEO industry, there's not a lot of new stuff that has transpired in this last week, but I want to take the opportunity to talk about, again, April 21st. We are 3 weeks away. And if you don't know what this date is, listen carefully. It's going to be Google's biggest algorithmic update in history. Since their inception, 1996, 19 years ago, this is their biggest algorithmic update. Google claims that they do between 500 and 900 updates a year. That's 2 to 3 updates a day. This one update alone is going to happen on one day. Very few times has Google given us insight and a date as to when updates are going to roll out. So this is a big, big deal. This is called a mobile update. And of course, us as the SEO industry really don't know what the ranking factors are going to be until we look at the update and analyze the results. And, I'll start reporting some of those probably in 6 to 7 weeks from now, 3 to 4 weeks after the update rolls out. But how do we prepare for it? How do we prepare a website for mobile functionality? And, this is something that I've talked quite a bit about over the last few months because of the importance of it. But just to give some insight into what some of the major factors are most likely going to be, page loading speed, for example. This has been something that's been slowly been built into the algorithm over the last year. Page loading is extremely important on wireless networks because of bandwidth limitations and speed limitations and whatnot. So that's definitely going to be a factor. Responsiveness of the site. Are you able to display different websites for different displays? We're not talking a mobile marketing strategy here, because television viewing is also going to be incorporated into this. So if you don't know what HTML responsive design is, you've got to learn that, and you've got to get your website onto that. That's not a factor today that we know of that is affected in SEO. So I think that that's going to be a major factor. So when you mix responsiveness with loading page speed, items like image optimization becomes critical. So that's obviously going to be another factor. I'd also have to assume that all the standard on the page factors are going to be measured on mobile sites, but from a mobile perspective, understanding the segmentation of that audience. So I think if you focus in on those 3 areas, you're not going to see a drop in rankings. You're more than likely going to see an increase in rankings because this is going to affect 1 out of 5 websites and probably 1 out of 2 mobile searches. So it's significant, guys. If you follow my recommendations and you drop in rankings, then fire me. But I'm pretty confident. Other than that, there's really not a lot to report on, other than, I mean, when we look at a lot of these news sites and where I pull my information, there's about 15 to 20 different sites that I read throughout the week. And, so of course there's information that crosses among them that I pull out to try to give you guys an update of the industry. And then, of course, our perspective and our flair on it. And, there's really nothing. Maybe talk a little bit about market share of Baidu in China. Who really cares? I mean, we know that. Or April Fools, what has transpired on the internet today for April Fools. Google always has a lot of fun. If you go to, com.google instead of google.com, type that in right now, com.google. That's a fun site. Google has also overlaid Pac-Man on city streets. Oh, that's fun. But I am going to open the floor to any questions at this point in time.
Well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for a free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.